Classwork 12, we practice on the parallel pipe. So we have 3 pipe given the length of the pipe and the diameter and E, the roughness, so we can estimate relative roughness, or even we can estimate the friction factor if we assume that the flow is complete turbulent for each pipe. So from this, the concept for the parallel pipe, we realize from the lecture that the head loss should be equal. Okay. So head loss between three pi it should be equal. And the next thing is the flow is the summation of the flow is equal to total Q. Okay. And in this case, we have start from, we don't know what is Q1, Q2, and Q3, so we have to assume, let's say Q1 plumb is equal to, totally is 280, so we assume like 60. When we assume the Q1 plumb, so we can estimate B1 plumb and Reynolds number and F1, and then finally we can estimate the head loss. Okay, for the pipe number 2, we can use the SF2 is equal to SF1, and but we can assume that, and we have to assume the complete turbulence. So in this case, we can estimate we know the F2. Okay, so once we know F2, we can estimate B2 plumb. Okay, and finally after we know the Q, we can check again. We can check the Reynolds number and check the F2 again. Okay, whether it's equal to complete turbulence or not. We can adjust the F. And for the pipe number 3, the same. We can assume that the head loss of pipe number 3 is equal to head loss of pipe number 1, and do the same, similar to the pipe number 2. Okay, after you finish the classwork, for the homework, we move to the next lecture 13. Okay, for the homework 11, work on this problem. It's a branching. Okay, if the pump is removed, the question is what is the flow to the system. So what is the Q1, Q2, and Q3 based on this branching problem. Okay, for homework 11.